I'm really excited about this craft, and let's try something new. Hi everyone, my name is Melissa. Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be doing DIYs for Christmas. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm going to be making a wreath. I'm going to be spray painting lots of really simple DIYs, nothing too crazy. Making some things out of wood, also tying some velvet bows. I'm editing this. I also wanted to pop in here and say I'm making a garland out of dried oranges too. We have lots of fun coming up, lots of decorating coming up. And I'm so excited because as soon as I'm done making all of these, then I can start putting all of my Christmas decorations out for the year. I love going into the shops and getting inspired by what's there and then being able to recreate things on a budget. So if you like stuff like that, then make sure that you're subscribed and let's get to crafting. Okay, so first up I'm going to be making a wreath for over my fireplace. I was inspired by this beautiful wreath that I saw at Joann Fabrics, and it was pretty expensive, especially for something that is just seasonal. So what I figured I would do is try to sort of recreate it with things that I love, and it's going to be just very green and viney things hanging down. And then I still haven't found I want to put big gold bells on here, and I have not found those yet, but I'm going to get everything set up here. And I'm also using floral wire because I want to be able to possibly change it up. I'm going to be putting some of this greenery on it, the pine looking stuff, and if I decide I want to keep using this for the summer months, I probably will take the pine off of it because I don't have a very woodsy themed house, but I do have a very plant filled house, so the greenery would look really beautiful with everything I have, but I don't really have anything with pine, so the wire will be able to make it so I don't have to store as many wreaths, and I can still use this one and possibly just take those pieces off if I want to. Alright, so I'm going to decide which spot I like the best for the top. The ones that I like the best, I want to be on the outside, showing the most, and this one's a little more tropical looking, so I'm going to put more of this one over the top of it, and then I just want to have little bits of this one. So I'm going to be cutting pieces of this off and poking it in here and there as like an accent piece. So first of all, I am taking all of these pieces off because it just doesn't look nice enough, in my opinion, to like try to stick it all on, and then you see like all of these thick wiry pieces, and for some reason like these are wrapped with like this neon green looking paper, and it just looks not so nice. So if you can just carefully, without cutting yourself, take these off, then this is what it ends up looking like. It's just a little piece of wire, and it's easier to then poke inside of here and wire in without any of this big chunky stuff showing. Also going to cut all of these off so I have a bunch of single stems. I do this all the time with most flowers I buy, or fake florals I should say. Even if you get them at Dollar Tree, you can find some really nice ones sometimes at Dollar Tree, and it just, you know, when you keep them in a bunch it looks a lot more fakey than if you can cut all the pieces off separately when you do your floral arrangements. I'm sure people who do this all the time obviously already know that, but this is just stuff that I do to make it easier to work with them, and I think it just looks a lot nicer. So there is wire in here. I should be using a wire cutter, but I don't know where mine is, so what I just do is just cut the plastic part and then break the wire. Oh, sorry if you couldn't see that. I'll try to show you again. It's really easy to cut the plastic, and then all you have left to do is break the wire. Alright, so I've got all of these set out. These ones look like they're all about exactly the same, I think. Where the pine ones have two that have a little less, two kind of medium full ones, and then the fullest one was in the center of that floral pick. So they're all kind of set out by size, and then this one I'm still debating. I'm not sure yet, but I was kind of thinking I might try to leave the stem of this one together because I like the way that it's shaped. It kind of looks like that wreath I was looking at Joann Fabrics, where it's got a lot of the volume there. I'm gonna try to remake this. It's so beautiful, but it's pretty expensive. And I thought then I'm gonna add a whole bunch more volume over here, so I might just try to cover that up with all of this stuff and see how that goes. And then I won't have to completely dismantle this piece, and it kind of gives it like the shape and structure that I'm going for. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is leave these two pieces like this because I can keep on then adding more and using the same wire to twist it, and I have to use less wire that way, and also just make my life a little bit easier because it's already set up and ready for me. So I want this to look really natural and have a bunch of just like flowy movement where it's just kind of falling off the wreath, but I do want it to be held in place somewhat, so I'm trying to just get a few pieces here hooked on just so it'll kind of stay where I want it to and then still have movement too. That might help to pick it up and see where it falls. If I can pick it up here, I can see, like, I don't want it falling down the middle, but I do want it to kind of cascade down the side. So then I can do another little pin right there. Alright, so the next one I'm going to use is this biggest pine because I want it to be able to kind of cover up this dark part, and now this will be showing. So I'm going to try to tuck it in a little bit. That's why I'm putting this one next, so then I can put the little stuff on top of it and cover that up. So I kind of tried to curve this a little bit again to match the wreath, and then I'm using another piece of the pine to kind of intertwine around that brown piece I'm trying to cover up, and also hold it up and see how it hangs. I think that'll be good. And if you guys didn't notice, I almost forgot to use the wire. I had prepped there, so that was super handy. And I'm still using the same pieces of wire I put on in the first place, which is really awesome for making my time go faster. Don't forget to also add some to the back side of the wreath if you think that looks good. I feel like it looks better than just having it only on the front. As long as you can have it lying flat against your wall, if that's what you need it to do, then I think it looks really nice to add some, like it gives it more dimension. Alright, so now I'm going to start adding the palms. I added as much of the pine as I wanted, and I want some more to like hang off of the bottom up here. Right now I've just got a little bit that kind of hangs down, so I'm going to add some more to that and then just kind of put it in where it needs some more. I want like some spiking up here at the top, and then I just kind of want a little bare area over to the side. So once it's getting really full like this, it's very hard sometimes to get the wire tucked in underneath things to make sure that it's pinned down really securely. And I can't always use the pieces of wire that I had already had sticking up because sometimes I just want to get it just right so a piece doesn't move. And so what I do is just kind of form this into a little bit of a hook like this, and then I can kind of fish hook underneath and then push up, and I'm able to like pinch it and then pull it around really tight. And that's like been the easiest thing I can do so far to get at some of these pieces. Okay, so I've got a bunch hanging down and I've got some sticking up, but I want the thickest point to be over here, which is working out how I wanted it. But I haven't put any palms at the top yet, so I'm going to add some little poking up pieces, and I'm definitely hooking some pieces onto the back because I just think it gives it like so much more depth when it's kind of rounded around the outside. And then I want some more pieces sticking up over here, and then we're just gonna leave this little area blank down here, and I think it'll just look so pretty. So excited. It's turning out really, really nice. Alright, the last thing I did was hang a little twine loop on it, and I also made sure that all of the wire was tucked in, or chopped off and tucked in, so nothing would poke you because that wire is sharp. It made me bleed. So now I'm going to put it up there, and then pretty soon I'm going to be doing my mantle for Christmas, and I'm so excited. I'm also going to be adding, like I said, some gold bells and probably a black velvet bow to this once I'm done making those. So for now I'm just going to hang it up there so it doesn't get ruined. Alright, so these are my next 3 projects. I'm going to be spray painting this bucket, so I'm going to tape the handles off. I just wanted it to be kind of a rustic green color. I might even sand the edges a little bit to make the paint look kind of chippy. We'll see once I'm done. And then I got this deer at the Goodwill, and I don't know where it originally came from. It's got a little bit of like, I don't know what that is, someone chewed on it. But I'm going to use this textured spray paint because I do like the color, and so I thought this was a similar color, and maybe this will help it look kind of like a clay type of thing or stone. And then I also got these at Goodwill, and these were $3.99 rather than like the ones that I was seeing at Target the other day were $10 for matte black ones, and so these still work. I'm just going to be able to pull these little lights out of here. If you look, it's just like hard to show you, but you can pull the whole thing out of the middle, and then I'm just going to spray paint them all matte black and then put the little lights back in. And these are going to be like saving money on things that I wanted and just kind of creative, fun things I can make for Christmas decor. And also this bucket was from Walmart, if you're wondering. It was in like the craft section. Also, one more thing, the cool thing I think that I can add about these is when I paint them black, I'll be able to decorate for Halloween with them as well. So I'm super excited about that too. So I'm doing this in my garage because it is very windy today again, and I can't find my painter's tape, so I think this will be good enough. I really don't care. I'm just gonna cover up those little handles, and here we go. Alright, next I'm going to do the deer in this textured spray paint. I've never used this kind of spray paint before, so I really don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're just going to try it because it's fun and I like experimenting with new things. Alright guys, now I'm just gonna make like the world's simplest bow. So I'm just cutting a bunch of pieces of ribbon that are going to be the same size. I need 6 matching bows, so I'm just sitting here on the couch doing this. So I cut all of the bow strips into one size, and then I cut tails into the other size, and you can just eyeball it however you want your bows to look. But what I did was have it so it would be the same on both sides, and then I cut the tail. I like mine cut this way. Some people do like a triangle notch out of the middle so it has 2 points sticking down. But so now that it's folded in half perfectly, I can just cut the second side of the ribbon to match the first. It looks just like this, and then if you're going to make numerous bows and you want them to be exactly the same, you can use the piece that you trimmed off of this one to measure on all of the other bows to make sure they're all exactly the same. Alright, so I had to move to an easier spot to work on these now. I was going to use some hot glue, and you still could, but I just decided to do it without hot glue, and it's basically just knotting them together. I think it turned out really cute. I got some sparkly little ribbon. It's exactly what I wanted with just a touch of sparkle. So I've got my tails right here. This is the bow pieces that we cut. So I'm literally just putting a little bit of overlap, probably about, I don't know, what is that, like an inch of overlap, if you can see that. And then I'm going to kind of accordion it like this a little bit. Does not have to be perfect. And then the front, I'm going to make sure that the ribbon is on the front, and this cut part in the back is going to be tied with the ribbon because no one will see that part. So all I'm doing is tying it in a really good hard knot, making sure that my sides look even, which I think I need to slide it over just a little bit. Then I'm going to take the tails and lay them out how I want them, just like this. And I'm going to kind of do the same type of accordion thing, basically just pinch it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just kind of how it will lay. However you tie it on is how it's going to lay. And then I make sure that of what the front and the back is. And I set this corner down on here. You can see that, just like that. And basically I'm just going to tie and pinch the little corner down with another really good knot. So like I said before, it would be a lot more sturdy if you used hot glue to like reinforce your knots. And then I just want to make sure that this little point isn't sticking out like this one. So I need to move it down just a little bit. Okay, I just double knotted that, and you could make these a little bit longer too if you want to be able to tie it onto a wreath or whatever. But so now it makes a big difference when you just fluff it out. So that's why I like the wired bow, because, or the wired ribbon, I mean. I also just wanted to show you, this is the ribbon that I got. It's 2-inch from Walmart. I could have made a lot more bows with this. I almost did, but I ended up buying this huge one for one of my Christmas trees, and I don't like the white parts on it. So I'm just going to snip all of these off. That's going to be a super simple project just to make it how I want it. And then the other one I use, this is so beautiful, you guys, but this one was from Walmart as well. It's 5/8 inch. You can get some pretty cheap bows at Dollar Tree and even Walmart, but they're all pretty much the same, I feel like. And if you really want something that's going with a certain theme, this is just a really easy and inexpensive way to quickly make it how you want it. Look at this, you guys. I don't even have to cut them out. They just come right out, and now I can save these, which they're actually pretty cute. They just, to me, remind me of Beetlejuice. I don't know, these seem like Halloween ribbons. So I'm just gonna save these white and black ones for probably a Halloween DIY. I don't know if I can pull the big one. I can! Well, that's handy. Look at that, guys. Now I have some extra ribbon I can set aside, and this bow looks so pretty on the top of one of my sparkly Christmas trees. So the next thing I'm going to be making is dried orange slices. I'm so excited about this. I've never done it before. I've read a whole bunch about it online. It looks like you can dry lemons, limes, grapefruits, all different types of citrus. And this is just what I'm going to be doing today. I want to dry them and string them for a garland. So I'm not exactly sure how many I'm going to make, but it sounds really simple to do. So I'm just going to put these on, you can either put them on a cookie sheet with parchment paper, or you can put them on a wire rack in the oven with a cookie sheet under it. And then you put it at 200 and you just let them go for there's different types of fruits are different amounts of time, I guess, that you let them sit in the oven for and dry out. These are navel oranges, so it sounds like it's going to be about 3 to 4 hours of letting them sit in the oven, and then hopefully I'll have some beautiful stringed natural decorations for, I think I'm going to use them on my fireplace mantle this year. I'm going for this Scandinavian type look this year, and I'm really excited about it. Having a really busy day today. I'm still in my jacket. I didn't have any parchment paper, so I had to run to the grocery store. I also don't have a metal rack. I used to have a rack, but I think it was a plastic one or something. I don't know, but it's gone. So anyways, I'm really excited about this craft, and let's try something new. Alright, so the ones that are done, they look a little more like stained glass. They are very thin, and if you hold them up to the light, they glow like this, and they look pretty shiny. The ones that are not done, look, these are the thicker ones. I couldn't cut them all at the same thickness, and I don't know, they're still pretty, but they just feel like more moist and kind of like fleshy, so I have to keep just putting them back into the oven until they're all about the same. So I've got my twine. I've cut a piece for the length of the area I think I want to hang my garland, a scissors, and then my dried oranges, and they look so beautiful. And so some of them already have little holes in them. These can be stored, I've read, like usually maybe more than 3 years even. And the ones that don't have holes, I'm going to attempt to just poke a little hole through them. Hopefully it will be easy. Alright, so I've decided I'm going to poke 2 holes in each one, so when I have them hanging on the garland, you'll be able to see them from the front and they won't be hanging sideways. Now I'm just tying little loops at the end because it'll be easier to hang them up this way, like this. Alright, bye guys. Thanks so much for joining me today and bearing with me through my sick voice. I've been getting sicker throughout making all of these crafts, so by the end I'm just exhausted. But I actually have a few more things I'm going to be making this within the next couple of days, and I'll probably just squeeze those in with my Decorate With Me videos. So if you want to see the last couple of DIYs I'm going to be making, they'll be in those, so make sure you're subscribed. I hope you love this video. Thanks for joining me and trying new things. It was really fun, and I'm very excited to do Christmas decorations coming up. So, alright, bye! See you next time!